Let's talk to Eddie Tan, CEO of Central Asset Investments, and his Keystone CIAI Global Fund was the best performing multi-strategy fund in 2010, where you made about 48% returns, Eddie. Okay, so how about these gains across the Asia Pacific and basically global markets? Can they last?
Well, so far we still think of it as a as a bear market rebound. We're not sure how long they will last. On a global basis, we expect the economy as well as the markets to be in a more L-shaped rebound rather than a V-shape. So I think it's materially different from '08.
Okay. When you say bear markets, how long is this bear market going to last for?
I'm afraid it could be an extended period of time because, again, I think it's different from '08. '08, we had a crisis in the form of Lehman Brothers, so there was a clear bottom to the market, and then all the countries got really nervous and they all put in very large stimulus package. But clearly, this time I think there's no more financial will and no more political will, I think more importantly, to do that sort of a stimulus, which I think in the long run is a good thing. So markets are left to their own device and they'll take a long time to clear. We could be in the beginning stage of a long-term global deleveraging process.
Yeah, well, it seems like it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, well, we have global leaders meeting up in Cannes, France this weekend after that agreement on the European side. What do you mean that there's no political will? I mean, didn't they stay up till 4 in the morning in Brussels, Belgium, trying to hammer out this deal to put 1.4 trillion in the Stability Fund and write down?
Well, I'm not a European expert, but what I saw over the weekend is that as soon as they announced the package, it got heavily criticized already. And not only that, but I think Italian bond yield got back up to about 6% on Friday already. So clearly, the market doesn't think that the package is still not yet big enough, basically. Right. That's why I think the G20 meetings will be important, because I think they will want to get even more support from from emerging countries like China to be involved in the sort of European bailout process.
Yeah, U.S. Treasuries also, shall we say, gained during the Friday session. So you're right, people are rushing back into these safe havens. But it looks like fixed income has really outperformed equities this year, and also for the last 30 years. Did you know that?
Yes.
Which is the best since the Civil War in the U.S.
Yes.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that there are still opportunities in fixed income, or?
Well, in our opinion, definitely.
More than equities?
Unfortunately, possibly, yes. Well, we don't focus really on the U.S. Treasury, but we focus a lot on Asian corporate bonds, both investment and also high yield.
Yeah.
What we've noticed is that, again, it's not really news to us, but for the last 5 to 6 years, in a period when, Chinese growth and Asian growth was very healthy, but yet, Asian corporate bonds also outperform Asian equities.
Yeah.
So if this were true in the last 5 years, we are afraid that in the next 5 years, if what I said before was correct, basically we're facing a low growth, stagflationary outlook for the world, especially for Asia, then it's quite possible that Asian corporate bonds will continue to outperform equities in the next 5 years.
Okay, so what do you buy into right now? You're up 48% last year. You're down about 14%. Are you holding on to your current strategy right now?
Yeah, gradually. We would like to increase our exposure to corporate bonds, selective number of stocks as well.
Right.
But I think there are significant opportunities in both even the Chinese property bond sector.
Really?
Yeah, as well as even some industrial bonds. I believe last week you interviewed
Jim Chanos,
yeah? Yeah, he is a famous bear about Chinese property. But I've noticed that he has mentioned, I saw video evidence, so I hope I'm not putting words in his mouth. But he said he was quite interested in Chinese property bonds even a while ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know whether you...
I don't think he said that during our interview, but I'll take your word for it. Okay, so you would buy into Chinese property bonds. What other corporate bonds? Is it only in China that you're interested in?
No, there are opportunities all over Asia in terms of corporate bonds.
Right.
But I think, to be honest, the panic and the worries were overdone, with respect to China. So some of the best opportunities happen to be in China right now.
The
but
oversold ones.
Right, but there are opportunities even in places like India and Indonesia as well.
All right, Eddie. Well, thanks for joining us on this Monday.